Hey guys, Jen Graves here. So doing another quick video. I know you just watched my really extensive video. This one I don't hope to be quite as long as that because if I did another one like that, me and one of my best buds on here, Bizarre Individual, that's the shout out for you, bud. The shout out for you. Um, he would say, hey, I mean, we talked most of the 2 hours, no, that's just his little joke that if me and him don't text or anything like that, that all he has to do is go back and watch my videos, catch up on my content and stuff, um, you know, but that's not fun. Um, so, anyway, so he gave me a great idea of what my 10 least favorite manga are. And while I really don't have them all with me, um, I decided to go about this a little different. There's not really 10 that I can say that I really dislike. As I've said before, um, anything that I have the manga for at some point, either the cover, the content, the story, story is content, the art, um, the name, the title can do different stuff, or even the author. I really like getting books by the same author. Um, all that stuff can change it, you know. So if I pick up a book, I usually say that there was a reason why I had it. Even though I'm a collector, there's books that I haven't gotten because I just didn't like the title or anything. I didn't like something about it, just was like, it doesn't stick out for me to want to read it or anything, so I'm not going to worry about it. So there's not really that many books that I can tell you that I don't have some like for them in some way. There are some books that I have that I only have 1-star ratings, and there's not really a lot of those. I think there's probably less than one hand's worth. Um, but um, you know, manga that I don't really like. Um, well, somehow I might be able to come up with 5 that are kind of my low ones. Um, Actually, I don't think I can. um, I just can't really think of anything. I can think of every other topic except for that, so I can't think of anything with that. But I would have to say my biggest pet peeve. There you go. I'll give you like my 5 pet peeves. My biggest pet peeve in manga, we'll say number 5. My biggest pet peeve in manga, number 5. I gotta swap gears. My biggest pet peeve in manga number 5 is when you're reading a section or you're reading a manga or whatever, and for whatever reason they sped it up so much where all the content is put in just within the last couple books. The biggest one that I remember doing that was Kuro Zakuro. I love that series. I really loved it, but the way that it went, it sped up so much that they were trying to find like these sacred tree branches, and all these different people had them, and they were actually like a horn from them that they had to pull out of their skull. And I believe they needed 7 because 7's the lucky number for every kind of thing that you need to collect. They had these horns, and he had gotten the first 2, and then the third one opened up into the third kind of boss fight that he needed, and ended up doing that. Well, the other 4 people ended up coming together and doing this whole like big fight scene together, and just ruined ruined it if they would have branched it out more, where it was all individual fights. It would have been spectacular. I loved the idea behind every character. I loved all of it, but you could tell that they were on a time constraint where they wouldn't be able to do it, so they had to speed it up. That's my fifth one that I don't like about some manga. Lone did that with they were trying to find a person's tails, and the tails made different people do different stuff, and they kind of all stockpiled it into one character on the end. That was seven tails too, and they stockpiled the last three tails all into one person. Another one that did it, but they actually did it right, that I like is, and I only think of this because of Shin Megami, which I talked about in the last video, is Devil Survivor, the manga. They were having all the bell fights for all the different stuff. Well, the last boss actually absorbed like four different people. But there was enough action and there was enough stuff telling you that they were doing that to let you know that it was going on, even though you didn't get to see those other fights. It would have been cool at least to have like a little bonus chapter for that, to extend that out for you to understand that. But sad to say they didn't have that. But that's the closest one that I would say that sped up, that I enjoyed, even though they did that. There wasn't any thing where I was upset about the ending for it. When somebody is forced to speed up, that's one of my pet peeves. So pet peeve number 4 is when the author chooses to let their series go. With this, there's two in mind, which is Gunblaze West. It was just a trial run, and it was very good. It was spectacular. We don't really get too many cowboy ones around anymore, which when I started, there were like a handful of cowboy ones. There were a handful of like medieval ones. And, then we kind of built on all this other stuff that just kind of came and was different. And then it just kind of blew up. And we have all the different kinds of manga that we have today, which is great. I love it. But Gunblaze West did that. And at the end, they actually told you that's what they were doing. It was just to try it out, which I hated that. And they said that it was the author's kind of deal with that. The second one would be Zombie Powder. And Zombie Powder, that's the guy that writes Bleach. He basically was like, I want to focus on Bleach, but he was also writing Zombie Powder. And I mean, if he totally, if that was just a little taste, and somehow after he finishes Bleach with this volume 74 and goes back to watching or writing Zombie Powder, I'm just going to flip, because Zombie Powder was my absolute favorite one coming out at the time. It was, besides the first arc of Bleach into the second one where they went to Hecamundo, Zombie Powder, I'd have to say, even with the Hecamundo arc, after that, in the Hecamundo arc and stuff, Zombie Powder just took the cake from Bleach for me. From Kubo. So, if he got done doing Bleach though, and then totally went back and said, I'm going to continue Zombie Powder, that would be a dream come true, just telling you. Zombie Powder is a really good one. The characters there, the crazy weapons are there, everything. The main character kind of looking like Ichigo, except with long silver hair, and kind of his Zanpakuto power, with the guy that looks kind of like Yawich, the current bad guy. with the black goggles and stuff. That one is kind of, the guy had like blood power, so totally good. If you haven't read it, I would recommend reading the four, but then after you get to the fourth one, you're going to be upset. So that is my fourth one, though. Whenever authors choose to just kind of give us a little taste of something, it's stupid. But I understand why they do it. They have another popular series that's doing a lot better, and so they kind of just make that decision. I wish they kind of, instead of making that decision where they're just going to say, I'm not going to go back to it, if they would just put it on a shelf and say, guys, I want to, all my fans, guys, I want to finish working on what I'm working on now, and maybe in the future I will go back to it and continue it for y'all. That would be like I said, that would be a dream come true. I mean, some of these series that I have that are hiatus complete, some of them would be great going back. So my third thing, it goes kind of with the second thing, or the fourth thing, with the author making that decision, is the company making the decision. Whenever a company just says, I'm done, we can't do anything with this series anymore, it's kind of upsetting. Zatch Bell was kind of that way. Kurohime was that way. There's a couple more. They just kind of let them go, and that was just really upsetting. So I would like for those to actually have gotten finished, but alas, at least they let us finish the anime, so we have something to go off of what the ending was. But I mean, just some stuff like that happens, and that's kind of based on popularity. So the second thing is overkill of a series. This one we can best see with Yu Yu Hakusho, where you can clearly tell that at the end of the Dark World tournament, after Yusuke defeated younger Toguro with the 100% output, you can totally tell that was basically supposed to be the end of it. There wasn't supposed to be anything, but because of the popularity of it, they decided that you should go forward. And that's more of a business decision than it is for anything else. They could let it just go out on a high note, but it's making them money. So from a business standpoint, it's very smart to push somebody to keep doing it until their series basically starts crashing. So I'm very glad that our guys from Death Note and Platinum End and Bakuman and all that, if you've read Bakuman, they actually have done some stuff. Death Note, I'm pretty sure, was the first one that actually happened where they got to do that. I liked where they got to push that. They got to push it and say, we want to finish it when we finish it. This is the end of our story, and we will be done. I feel like that's where a lot of our other ones these days now are getting that recognition of saying, this is it. I can't go anymore. I don't want to put any more into my work. We're going to let it go on a high note. And I really respect that. A bunch of the companies are doing that now. They're letting their authors and stuff actually publish and do all that and say when they want to be done. They probably influence them a little bit, like, hey, we at least need 5 more chapters for that book so we can print it out without it being shorted for our customers and stuff. But I mean, the companies have grown so much. Making the decision on like light novel stuff, printing that into a more manga friendly format for us, is a great decision that they've done too. I totally respect the companies and everything for doing that. They are spectacular, and like I've said before, being a fan, almost like I said, we have 2 years left until I've been reading and collecting manga over half my life. Um, for them to do that is just really respectable. I can't tell you enough how proud and everything and happy I am that all these different companies that publish manga and stuff make those decisions for the betterment of us. Even though the stupid thing that just happened where everybody was upset about the logo change, that's just something they did, guys, to, you know, we're, some of us are an older audience, like I showed y'all with the Mar books. Um, some of us, the logo has to change. It has to get fresh. It has to do everything. You can't sit there and sell somebody black coffee anymore unless it's an older person or somebody that just loves black coffee. Why do you think Starbucks does so well? Different things have changed to get better. Um, Instead of serving you just a steak, you get parsley or whatever it is, the little green thing, and maybe some lime or lemon or something. That has been a more, well, not a more, but me a more, but a bigger thing for a lot of companies, guys. It gets presented a different way, and the teddy bear reading the book changed into the white Viz Media thing, into what we have now is just the Viz. They're not gonna go back and change it. That's what they're gonna do, and maybe 10 years down the road it'll change again into a different Viz Media thing. You never know, but that's just something they want to have a fresher look on their volumes. And so, for people that got mad that they changed the Viz Media to just the Viz sign now, think about all the people that got upset when they changed it from the teddy bear reading the book that says Viz on it. I mean, there's many different things all the companies do to have a fresher look, and it's happened forever. So there's not really a thing that we can get mad about, especially if it's in the middle of a series, because that series is still getting printed at the time. Um, you know, and as far as that goes with my prediction, I think they change their logo every 10 years. A lot of the different companies do. Every 5 or 10. And they do that just for that fresher look. They want to revamp all that different stuff. And so whenever they start printing the new ones, this is where the 10-year mark, we'll probably have this new symbol for 10 years. If One Piece goes for 10 years, that symbol will probably get changed again. Maybe that'll be a series where we get to see 3 changes on it, and then you can use the Mar series to show that part. There's a bunch of different series. If you go watch my video that did that, you can see a majority of the different series that had their different insignias and stuff changed. Either getting bigger, getting a color change, getting smaller, the width and different stuff, the diameters that they got to take up on the spine, a lot of different stuff. So anyway, enough rambling on that. So the last thing that is kind of a PO for me with manga, and this one's actually a little tougher because most of the stuff is in the other 4, um, you know, but really the last thing that really kind of is irritating with manga, I just forgot it. Give me a second. So we had crap. Well, we had when the author ends a series early, when the publisher ends a series early, we have hiatus complete. When a series gets sped up to the end. That's what number 5 was. Gets sped up with the last couple chapters to that. The very last one, that is a pet peeve of mine. And it's not like, I guess it's not even really that big of a deal. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Um, the last one I would have to say that is just kind of a big thing that I hate with collecting manga and everything. Um, I don't know. I mean, that's really hard to really just think about. Um, I'd probably just say the direction. Um, you know, and it's almost like the fifth one. Whenever they have to speed up one, all that, I would just have to say like the direction of it. When a manga's not doing so well, um, and somebody picks random stuff to put into it to try and make it better, and it just still doesn't do anything to it. It doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it any kinds of better. That's one of the other things that I don't like. Um, and some manga will try and save themselves. Some of them can do it. Um, but I guess it's the direction of where it goes. The author has a single track that they are going to go down, and when us as fans um, can't see past certain things like that, we can't see past like the Viz Media sign thing or any other ones. When we can't really see past that, and we have to complain about certain things like that, or um, a certain thing that happened in the book, um, and it's something that just everybody talks about. It just shakes the community. That is probably my biggest disappointment with manga. Um, because things that we do influence so much. And so anybody that reads stuff online, anything like that, and you can't for some reason support the the volume that you love, um, it really puts a strain on that person. It's kind of like going to the movies and paying for one ticket and then sneaking into another one. Um, you know, you could do that, and if everybody did that, everybody that wasn't like a true fan, anything like that, then it ends up in the long run ruining it. Um, you know, and that's kind of a big thing for all of us. Um, you know, for instance, if all of us bought a ticket for, I don't know what was out at the same time, bought a ticket for a different movie to go see it, and we all snuck into Avengers, there might not be a second movie come out because the box office wouldn't support it. It might have been the big one, but without all those fans that supported it and paid for the movie to continue on and all that and everything else, I mean, it wouldn't be there, and same thing with the manga. Um, I myself don't really have a problem with somebody reading the first couple chapters because if unless you go to a bookstore to get your volumes, most of it is done online. And most places like Shonen Jump that print their own kind of magazine that you can read give you a first look at a bunch of new ones. Um, or other different magazines. I think Anime USA, some other ones have different chapters for different ones printed into them. Um, so without that, I mean, you wouldn't know if it was good or not, or if you enjoyed it. But to turn around and go in and buy that manga that you liked, the manga that you enjoyed, and support um, your author that has worked hard and all that to publish it, you know, they work their butts off because every chapter usually takes them a week, and they all have deadlines usually to do that. Some magazines do 2 weeks, some magazines do it once a month, and those guys kind of do have a little bit more leniency. But the guys that are pulling their weight in color and inking pages and everything every week so that we can enjoy their creation, um, is just something that I think we can honor them with on us going back and buying their work, you know. Um, but anyone that does that and doesn't really support it or anything like that, you never know when that's going to be the downfall of it. If we all read the Scantron and stuff or whatever they're called, I don't know, because I haven't even seen anything unless, I mean, a bunch of my apps have all died that were manga based. Um, you know, without that, where I could read one that we're never going to get here in America, you know, then all the other ones, you know, are ones that we can sit there and support them on. If not, we can use them from the library, all that other stuff, and actually get to enjoy that manga further. You know, maybe Tokyo Ghoul, if there weren't so many people reading it on the internet, instead of it ending at whatever volumes it ended at, and turned into Tokyo Ghoul, maybe we would have more Tokyo Ghoul. Maybe it would have gotten up to 30 chapters, you know, and then we would have gotten Tokyo Ghoul. Well, 30 volumes, you know. Other ones that are like that, that we all enjoy, you know, if we all read the Scantron, there wouldn't be any money made from the author to support them to write their manga anymore. And it would kill it off. That's really a big thing that I don't think a lot of people understand, with that. Like, the big fans that sit there and support and support and support, that's really the driving force, you know. So it's kind of like all of those people. I wouldn't include myself in that because the variety, I would probably go buy manga regardless. And if I would do that, then I wouldn't include myself in it. But the people that sit there and force themselves, even though they want to sit there and read the next volume that comes out online or anything like that, and they hold off until that manga comes out to buy it. I mean, you guys are kind of like the heroes of reading manga, you know. That a way we can continue to enjoy it, you know. So that's really my, I guess, my biggest pet peeve in the end. And that one is taking all the pressure off of the other four entirely. That puts the pressure on us as the fans and the enjoyers, the readers, everything. So, you know, just really good stuff. So, all you guys that do read and enjoy stuff and support your favorite authors and all that, hip hip cheerio for you. Y'all are great, you know, and, you know, thanks for pushing everything through, because the person that loves to read these series, me, knows how much that y'all have strived to help the author strive and thrive, so that I can enjoy reading it as well as everybody else in the long run. So, anyway, though, guys, that is probably the last thing I would say in this video. Um, that's really the big thing, is just really supporting your people. And, you know, it's a big thing that we have to, you know, and it kind of goes with the old videos on crime and stuff, like, you know, different things. You don't think you're harming anybody, but in the long run, you probably are somewhere down the line. You know, until somebody just kind of sucks it up and takes that. You know, so there is a lot of stuff in there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, any of y'all that buy manga all the time, y'all are great. You know, anybody that, even though you kind of read it online and stuff and then still buy the manga to support it, y'all are great. You know, all of that. So let's just continue to do what we do, you know, and make sure that manga that we have now doesn't really die off, you know. So that's how we're being able to get all the different variations and stuff, like Boruto from Naruto, and My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and Tokyo Ghoul Re, and anything that is a spin-off of the original. That's from our support guys. So if you want to, you can take that and act like it's a little coin or whatever, my praise, and put it in your back pocket and hold on to it. So, you know, I wouldn't say that my praise is worth like a lot, because I'm just your average superhero, neighborhood superhero guy that loves to enjoy manga and whatnot. But, you know, so that's really about it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in another video. You know, hopefully, you know, y'all will comment on this one. We can have a conversation if you want more viewpoints from me, or give me other ideas for videos. You know, I know this one is getting down into the nitty gritty a lot. So, you know, different stuff like that though, guys. But I will catch all of you lovely people later on. I'm Jen Graves. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for watching all my videos. You know, and thanks for being such great subscribers. You know, put out a shout out for me or anything. Let's try and get up to 200 subscribers, and then we'll continue on to 250 and 300 and onward, and continue to go from there. So, but yeah, as I said, thanks for being great supporters. Thank you for putting out great content that I can watch. Y'all do not know how much, even me just skimming through some of your content, there's enough good points between all of y'all that I would have to say it just makes any of my opinions or thoughts or anything probably about the size of like a fly or a flea or something. You know, a bunch of y'all have really good ideas and different stuff. So, but thank you guys. I will catch all of y'all later. Let me think if there's any other shout outs. You know, watch some of all the other things. I do have that giveaway that you have to go to Patreon for. If you want to enter that, I will have another one that's coming up at some point, just not now. I may start it next week. I may start it whenever. So, you know, actually, I may start it now and then let y'all sit there and kind of play it out for a couple weeks. So, because I don't know how many giveaways I'll do. So, before I say bye then on this video, so the next giveaway, and some of y'all have already done it, and it was kind of my fault. Sorry about that. The next giveaway that I'm going to do is any of y'all that are my subscribers, you have to be subscribed. That's key one. I really don't care if y'all like the video when I do it, because I wouldn't be able to tell who liked it or not, or who did whatever. But this is the big thing. You have to make a video telling me something and giving me a shout out with Jen Graves in the title of it. And if you do that and everything, I don't know how many giveaways I'll do, but that's my next YouTube giveaway. If you do that, just put it in one of your videos. You can say, what are we in, June, July? You can do one of your end of July manga hauls, and shout out to Jen Graves, or manga talk like I do, and shout out to Jen Graves, or anything. And I will go in and type it in, because whenever I type in my name, I do that to figure out how many videos I am, and sometimes it's a lot slower. That's how the last time I was actually one off, when I posted my 200th video or my 300th video, and I ended up going back and posting a lot to make sure I caught up to that. But post my name in the title of it, Jen Graves, JINGRAVES. Post that in the comments, and like I said, at the end of it, whenever I get done and I wrap it all up, I'm going to do that, go in and type my name into it, and anybody that has a video with Jen Graves in the title is entered to win a giveaway. Everybody else that I already have in that, which is 3 people have done a video. The 4th person hasn't, at least that I know of, and I don't know if they'll include my name in the title. That's my senpai. So I don't know if she will or not, because she's included in a manga haul. If she does, that'll put her in there. If not, she'll have to make another video. Thanks for the praise, senpai. I know Bazaar's got one. I know a couple different people have ones with my name in the title. All you have to do is you have to make one. So, and it can be anything, guys. It can be anything as far as, me putting out questions or something on something, and you saying my response to Jen Graves in regard to video X or anything. As long as you make a video that puts Jen Graves in the title of it, that will be the lot that I pull from it. And just to be sure on that, like I said, you have to be a subscriber. And you have to put my name in the title and give me a shout out in the video. Very, very simple things for anybody that is a manga tuber or makes any kind of videos, or it might even be your first video. Hopefully then I can be the stone that rolls you into being able to do more stuff, video wise and stuff. Maybe that will be your first video, and from then on you'll do manga hauls or whatever it is. But do that. And if you want to, guys, this is more so for me than it is for any of you. If you will post on any of my videos, just say, hey, I made my Jen Graves video, and I will try and go find that, and I will make a list of everybody that's done that. And, at the end, I'll do a drawing. Like I said, I don't know how many people I'll do it for. I may do it for 5. I may do it for 3. all my stuff, though, I usually like to include more stuff. There will at least be one volume of manga. I have no stipulation on that right now. So that might happen later. I might pick it from my favorites. I usually try and pick one, though. If I know what series you have and stuff, I usually try and pick one. After we've talked for a little while, I'll try and pick one that I think is good for you. And I try not to send you one that you already have. So that's usually the stuff that I try and do, besides paying to get it shipped to you. So, well, of course, paying for it too, but so that is my stipulations on that. But if you would, on any of my videos from now to when this ends, probably in 3 weeks, I usually go off of the weeks when I get paid. If you will post those videos, Jen Graves in the title, be my subscriber, give me a shout out in the video, then I will do a drawing and send you that. If you want to do the one on Patreon right now, there are different levels for that. That when you subscribe to me, or anything like that, you get more drawing chances and stuff. If you want that, then you can go subscribe to my Patreon or donate to my Patreon or whatever, and include stuff in that, or if you want to get in the Patreon one, you can go and do that. It's just on my Patreon thing. I don't have any different pictures like how my YouTube and my Patreon have the same pictures and stuff, have my name on it. My Twitter does not, though. So that's one of the different things. But yeah, so be my subscriber. Jen Graves in the title of the video. Shout out to Jen Graves in the video. And then if you would, just for me, post in one of my videos that you've done that, so I can search for your video and try and find it. So anyway, guys, that will be the end of this video finally. Like I said, though, the end of the week is the last day of our 2 weeks for the Patreon one. If you want to go and support Patreon, that one, all you have to do is throw $1 in the hat. That's what I always say. So you don't have to donate more if you want to. There's different levels of stuff that you'll get different things, and then that can increase your chances on giveaways. If you do different things on that, you'll just have to go and read it. I've swapped it up one thing on my Patreon one, so it's not that different, but so do that. And then this one with my Jen Graves name and different stuff. So those are the 2 giveaways I have going on right now. One of them will end this week. The other one will end in like 3 weeks. So, you don't have to, if you're anybody that already has gotten a giveaway from me, or any of that, or you could get one here soon, people that are on Patreon, just let me know. Let me know and say, hey, I want somebody else to get a chance, and I will pull your name off the list. That way, if not, you get a free volume of manga and some other goodies. I have a list of all my giveaway winners and what they got. So I usually try and get other little prizes that you can use in your daily life, and stuff. So, but yeah, that is the giveaway that's coming up. You guys are great. Thanks again. And I really feel like, guys, when I do these giveaways, just as a side note before I totally end this one, I totally feel that when I do giveaways and giving any of you a new volume of manga that you may not have read, that I've read and I think is good, helps fuel the industry, sustains the industry, and it gets you into something else that you might not have bought or you might not have read unless I did that. So doing giveaways does not make me feel bad in any kind of way. So, thank you guys for being great, like I always say. And hopefully, we'll get a bunch of that going that way here in a couple weeks. We can figure out who that lucky winner is and what spectacular series that you will get. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Jen Graves signing off, and I will catch you in another video. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow. You never know. So, thanks guys for watching. Thanks guys for being in my rants and everything else. Y'all are great and spectacular. Put out that content so I can watch it. Okay. So, anyway though, I believe this is my 4th or 5th time telling you this. I'm Jen Graves, and I will catch you in another video. Jen Graves signing off. Bye. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Bruce Almighty, guys.